President-elect Donald Trump's recent reaffirmation. He plans to close down the Department of Education and make other changes to school administrations once he takes office.
But how would that impact Austin and the state of Texas? Jeremy Portnoy from OpenTheBooks.com is joining us to talk about it. Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning, Allison and John Carlos.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us. Part of Trump's plan is to give more funding to schools that use merit pay for teachers and stop awarding tenure. How would that impact us here in Texas?
Well, Texas gives teachers tenure after 3 years, the same way 30 other states do it. So the thinking is that some critics are saying once that happens, teachers have less incentive to put their best foot forward. It gives them good job security, and they don't have to fight as much to keep their job. There's a lot of debate over whether that actually affects student outcomes. But Trump's plan is to decrease teachers' base salary, stop giving them tenure, and actually give them more bonuses for when they perform well. So our data shows the average full-time teacher in Austin ISD is making just over $65,000. If that base salary goes down, that could affect pension payouts too, because that's calculated based on your salary, not your bonuses.
Okay, so we're talking about teachers. How would Trump's policy affect schools at the administrative level?
Well, he says he wants to increase federal funding for schools that cut down on their number of administrators. But it's possible Austin's actually already at the threshold the government's expecting. We looked through their payroll. They've got 260 people there listed as officers, administrators, and directors. That's actually a lot lower than some of the other big school districts we've looked at. Baltimore, for example, they've got 6 or 7 people with the same job title in a bunch of different instances. So Trump's going to encourage Austin to make cuts. Possible they're already at that level, though.
The president-elect has also advocated for more states to issue school vouchers. How would that policy impact us here?
Well, that would be a big win for Governor Abbott, right? Trump says he's going to increase federal funding for states that have universal school vouchers, where any parent can apply for taxpayer funding to send their kids to private school. So that's what Governor Abbott's been pushing for since 2019. He's refused to increase public school funding, but his opponents say they can't pass vouchers because that's going to decrease funds for Austin ISD and other big school districts. But now Abbott has a new argument. When people say it's going to cost an estimated $2 billion to pass these vouchers, Trump would give some federal funding to offset that cost.
Jeremy, this is a pretty big move. How realistic do you think this is? Could he actually dissolve the Department of Education?
Well, it's been tried before, right? Reagan tried to shut it down just 2 years after Carter created it. So Trump would need congressional approval to actually shut it down. And if that happens, they need some plan to fold some of the functions into other departments, right? The Department of Education gives out Pell Grants, Title I grants to low-income students that even most Republicans support. So those could either be folded into the Department of Labor, possibly. They could turn into block grants that states can use however they see fit. There's still some things that need to be ironed out.
That's right. We'll know more in the coming months. Always great information you share with us. Thank you so much for being with us.
Of course. I'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. And you can find all of these reports at OpenTheBooks.com.